table, he doesn't have one over here. Instead of putting down Trump, I get out over here. He's like, he goes for something. You let Liz out there. I like white folks. I don't like you. I hate other programs, but I like you.
And you
I'll call you, but you gotta come see it.
okay. So where did we leave off?
You start romancing the high.
No, we didn't get there.
We didn't get to that.
The last one we did, we were on four, right?
It's around the second page.
Pushes people away. So I'm sure we all have some relationships
Can I read it?
to repair.
So number 4, we push away people who can help. We prove we're not an alcoholic or drug abuser by telling ourselves that we have friends and people who care about us and they don't mind our drinking and drugging at all. There are other people who don't like us the way we are. It's these people who aren't really our friends, who want us to stop. If they were our friends, they wouldn't be causing us problems by sticking their noses where they don't belong. If they just leave us alone, everything would be fine. Oh, we did that one, okay.
Yeah, this is this is the paying attention.
All right, so 5 then. We start romancing the high. We start remembering how good it was to use alcohol and drugs in the past. We make our memories bigger than life by exaggerating the good times while minimizing or blocking out the pain and the problems. We start to convince ourselves that we always felt good and never had pain or problems when we were drinking or drugging.
So who believes that? So who still believes that my way of parents? Who lives in the past? What we used to do?
Also, like when you say when you have, you think about things, or you dream about things, and you keep building things. It's nice. Compulsive thoughts, I mean, compulsive thoughts, I mean, no.
Intrusive thoughts. Thoughts that are getting our head we don't want to be in our head, like the cravings and the things we want to do and things we used to do. And all those things, those thoughts don't help us. They're pushing us back to want to use. Because you remember in that high, and sometimes it's so high you can't remember the last time. Because it was so bad because you were blown out. Am I correct?
Yes, in a sense, yes.
So romancing, going back, remembering the past. Are we supposed to be living in the past? No. Because we're trying to what? Work through the past and move forward. So it's like, look here, you guys are, it's a reset. This is your reset button. You do it over. Make new lists, new environment, new friends, new everything. You're starting all new, like a newborn baby. So you're learning how to walk. When you come out of here, you're learning how to walk because you're learning how to live life sober. You're learning not to relax. You're learning to say no. No. You're learning not to let your circumstances push you to use. You're learning everything. Everything you learned here, book-wise, you're trying to use it and practice out there to stay sober, relax, to make better choices. So, when we leave here, life is this high, and you can't make it, and you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't find a place to live, you don't like where you went to, you don't like the job, you don't like this, you start with a negative. And therefore, you get so negative, you just might as well give up. You give up and relax. So, learning to be strong, learning to stay, to work through it, not to try to forget it. You have to move through the pain before you forget it. So therefore, you're learning a whole lot of new behaviors, and you're trying to practice.
Here's the thing I struggle with, and that is my built-in forgetter. I mean, logic tells me all the things that you're saying, what this paper says, but I have a built-in forgetter that, minimizes all of that. And I have to use forced recall, what it was like, it's gonna be different this time, I won't end up in jail or a hospital or an institution. Even though logic tells me that's what's happened every time in the past.
So, learning to be logical, because we self-sabotage. Anyone know what that means?
Yep.
What is self-sabotage?
Set yourself up for failure.
Absolutely. So, when things are going good, everything is working, but when there's a problem, we lose it. Everything you learn goes out the window because they think the problem is more than what you can bear. The struggle. When we come out, we're gonna struggle. We're gonna struggle. I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna struggle. We're gonna struggle. Probably in a home, saying, getting on the work, walking on the nerves. Exactly. You wanna drink, you wanna do that, but you have to struggle through the struggle. Life is a struggle, trying to stay clean through the struggle. That's where it comes out, because what? It's easy. In here it's easy. Not gonna use, you don't get high, you might sneak a cigarette here and there, you take the edge off. Some of us come out here, you might become habitual smokers. Right, but here it doesn't stop. You see? Because in here, supposed to be a controlled environment, everything is controlled. Right? Everything is knee group. You go to 6 o'clock group, you go to 10 o'clock group, you do the chores, you do this, you do that. Nobody's telling you to do anything up here. You have to get up and go to work. No one is forcing you. So lay in the bed, you lose your job, you can't pay your rent, you can't do this. What are you gonna do? Relax. Is that an option? Yes or no? It's all up to you. Is relapse an option for anyone in here? I can't hear you.
No.
That don't sound too convincing. You don't believe in yourself that relapse is not an option. Hello? Is relapse an option for you?
No.
That's better. So therefore, when you believe it, that's not an option. Because that's the easiest option when you're out there and struggles of life hit you. That's the easiest thing to do. No, forget it. Let's go use. Let's get high. Let's forget about it. But if it's not an option, it won't come in here. Okay, number 6. Who wanna read it?
I'll read it. We authorize being sober. Start thinking about how hard it is to stay away from alcohol or drugs. We convince ourselves that it is awful, terrible, and unbearable to have to live without alcohol and drugs. Sober living is nothing but pain, problems, and hassles. Without drinking and drugging, we can never have the good life.
Who believes that?
You?
You believe that?
Yeah, number 6, right? Yeah.
So you can't have a good life without drugs?
Oh, no.
Oh,
It depends on, like I said earlier, everything is a mindset. So you can't, like the rappers and stuff like that, they can't live without drugs. They're drug addicts. They can't. That's
no.
what.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about you. Everything is about each person.
When I get out of here, you know what I'm saying? I'm Indian, my whole bloodline. From here across seas, we drink. When I get out of here, I'm gonna drink alcohol. That's a legal thing. I'm not gonna be an alcoholic, but I'm gonna drink on holidays. I am gonna drink.
Well, to be honest, it's about
It's not
before.
wrong with drinking, so I'm gonna drink. But drinking was never my problem. Drugs is my problem. Drugs, I'm not condoning any drugs.
Okay, so alcohol is not a drug?
It's like you said earlier, it depends on the person. If
You're not answering the question.
alcohol is not a drug.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I'm here because of
Hello?
Okay, I'm not you though.
Hello?
I'm not
Hello?
I would not let no alcohol make me lose my car, make me lose my house, make me lose everything.
What if you crash your car while drunk?
Hold up. That's his belief.
Oh, I'll be right about that.
You get drunk, you got some flop.
Like Miss Charmaine said.
It's alcohol and drugs.
Anybody?
No.
Yes, it is.
Okay, that's his belief. Hello? What do we say?
I'm inside the liquor store.
Okay.
legal. So that's my past,
Hello? Thank you.
my past. Number 6, my past thinking was that. Was that. My past thinking was that. So, yeah, when I sat there and drank, I am an alcoholic. That's not my present thinking. But the whole thing is that when I was drinking, yeah, I'd be partying with my friends. They bring in some coke, maybe do some marijuana, smoke pot, whatever. I would start doing that as well. But that was in the past. My present, I can't do that. Yes, and like you said, alcohol is legal. And that's the worst thing. If you're an alcoholic, the worst thing is it's a legal drug. And it's sold everywhere.
I'm an addict, you're an alcoholic.
So let the man talk, bro. Let the man talk.
It's an addiction.
So,
So,
Mr. Okay, go next.
so the whole thing is, my addiction, I see it everywhere. Every store I walk into, I go to, even go to the grocery store. Everywhere.
Even at the start of NA meetings, when they're doing the readings, it says, don't be confused, alcohol is a drug, but also let me add though too, just because it's legal, marijuana you can get as a medical prescription now.
That's a drug.
They
It's
consider
legal.
that a drug, tobacco is a drug, caffeine's a drug, but what I'm trying to say is though too, is I've talked to people in the past and I never had a problem with alcohol and I told them this and they're like, when I was younger, I didn't really like alcohol as much too, but I quit doing drugs and started drinking and then it became a problem, maybe not right away, but in the future, so I'm just saying, be mindful with that. If it's not a problem for you, I'm not gonna tell you go do it, but do what you're gonna do anyway. But I just wanna add, you gotta be careful, because, even sometimes you might get drunk and be like, damn, I'm kinda tired, And that tired, you be like, I wanna stay up though and keep drinking. Fuck. From what I hear, fuck is your thing. So you might be like, damn, I need some fuck. I want to stay awake. And then it's off for the races from there. You're like, damn. It's like, so you just got to be mindful, That's for yourself. But that's all I really want to point out though before that was I have talked to people in the past and they say they didn't like alcohol before. They stopped doing drugs and alcohol slowly became a problem over time. But I don't really like drinking anyway. So, but I'm just pointing it out there.
But you say alcohol alters it, you know, just like any other substance. And once you alter, that can be a gateway, like you said, like, it can be a gateway to other things, so. It's something to be careful.
Yeah, if you're like part of NA and you tell your sponsor like, oh, I'm just drinking, you're never gonna get a white, you're pretty much gonna pick up a white chip every time you go in because your sponsor is probably not gonna wanna be your sponsor anymore if you can't stop drinking.
Yep.
Anyone else?
If we doing drugs, if you do this type of drug and I do that type of drug, it don't matter what you do by all of the drugs. It's just like seeing one scene better than the next
If
scene.
you
All
can't,
this
if
shit.
you can't like young person, I like uncles with you. I'm not gonna party with you, cause you weird on, bro. Weird.
So you,
Yeah, he had this.
woo,
You talking to the wall.
I feel like if somebody can,
That don't make you better.
maintain a job and do what they got to work, drink alcohol and maintain everything, all the responsibility, it's not a problem.
When does it become a problem?
Whenever you got a personality and you can't control it. Whenever you know like you're losing everybody. I know people that can smoke weed, that can do cocaine, go to work, take care of their family, not go overboard with it, you know what I'm saying? It's not a problem for them, so, hey, not everybody can do that though.
So,
But I feel like it ain't drugs that's the problem.
how do you lose
It's
everything?
people that use it.
It's the person.
It's the person.
It's
Drugs ain't the problem. Because you can take anything in this world and say, drugs ain't the problem, it's the people that use it.
Hey, Ms. Charmaine, I just want to point out too, just with the I statements, you know, just for that, and this is directly going towards you right now. That you can't just do that in a group and point people out like that, you know? That's wrong. You can be like, I'm an addict,
No, he
that's
just-
that, but you can't be like, I'm an addict, you're an alcoholic, that's wrong.
I just got, oh.
I'm just saying, you just be like, look, I'm an addict, you know? You leave it at that, but you can't just be pointing out people's.
I apologize.
Some-
You guys have
I'm just saying, hey, he doesn't
rap.
have an issue with it, but somebody might have an issue with it. You might make them feel uncomfortable, you know? Maybe not him specifically, but just in general, in future, you know, just for, be mindful of that.
In the sense of the word, an addict is, you're an addicted to a substance. Doesn't matter what the substance is, it's an addiction.
Right.
So therefore,
I'm
you not being an alcoholic. You three at the table, you wanna share?
Tell them what you said.
That's what
I heard the flies in the rock.
What'd you say, Big J?
I heard flock eats a rock. Which stand?
What- I
Which
think-
stand?
Which stand?
Which stand?
I hang out with a rock, I hang out with alcoholic, so I hang out with a soft.
Question, you wanna make a statement, please raise your hand. No small conversation in between, same rules like before. Thank you.
I'ma just say this, we can sit here and try to get denial about it, but anything you do will become a problem with you after a while. Especially when you constantly doing it. It don't matter how much you do it, whatever the case may be, doing it will become a problem. Somewhere down the line.
It's like
It's
that.
awful being sober, I can't drink, I can't even go to a restaurant without seeing other people drink, I wanna drink, just when I'm sitting in a nice restaurant. You should, I mean, you can get alcohol at any restaurant unless you're going to fast food.
What question are we on? I'm sorry.
We're on six.
Well, you could, you know, if you got an addictive personality, you got an addictive personality, and you're gonna abuse anything that you like. anything that feels good, anything that you like, you're gonna do. If you have an addictive personality, for me. So, you just have to be careful with anything.
Yeah, there was a time like, I remember winning $30 on a lottery ticket. And that was like a high of its own. It's like, holy shit, I didn't win $1, I won $30. So, I started wasting all my money on lottery tickets at one point because it was like, damn, I won $30. I could win $30 again, and that became a little thing of its own. Trying to win more. No, it is. That's what I'm saying. Gambling can be. It doesn't have to be drugs. There's plenty of addiction. So I'm saying that high of just winning that $30 had me going like, fuck, dude, $30. I could be one of those guys who get 1,000. Like it's all. There's different shit out there.
I don't know where all those things are going, but I'll get back to number 6. Like, I mean, might just be me, like I said, convincing myself that it's awful and unbearable to live without alcohol and drugs, but like, I was sober and for like a while, almost a couple of years. And like maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6 months in, I had to go to my cousin's wedding. And it was fucking miserable. I didn't want to be there. I didn't care what, it was all family and friends. I didn't want to know how the day was going. I didn't care about what they'd been up to. I didn't want to socialize. I didn't want to do anything because to me, that's unbearable without alcohol. Alcohol was on your mind. All of that shit is unbearable. I really could not care less about how they've been, how their dog is, how their neighbor doing, what kind of clothes or car they just bought. I don't care. Like it's pointless. It's absolutely just filled with bullshit conversation. It's unbearable to like, So I just had to call somebody while I was there. Like, bro, listen, fucking minutes. This place sucks. These people are stupid. They're all partying. And I'm sitting here, like, if I wasn't a halfway, you can 150% guarantee I would have a drink in my hand. But even if I didn't sponsor them, I wouldn't call them. Like, if I didn't have an obligation to clean a cup, when I got back, I could guarantee without a shadow of a doubt I would be drinking. Because prior to that, I went to my best friend's wedding. And I in the same scenario. It was a great time. It was a wonderful time. I went to a drink. Yeah, because I can tolerate people. But most people's conversation, I mean, it's just stupid, pointless. And just to be able to tolerate the nonsense, give me a drink. That's
how do you really feel?
So that you was
No, I didn't even want to use drugs. Like I had a great time. I drank all night, maybe to excess a little bit, but not crazy. Not like falling over and spilling drinks. And I didn't do drugs, and I didn't like resort to like what I normally do.
right, but it took the edge off.
It made it much more bearable.
So you needed Waukesha.
What?
You needed Waukesha.
What's that?
Waukesha, you had a couple
To me, that's all I hear when people talk like. Like Charlie Brown, people talk. That's all I
You
hear.
ain't seen that video? Waukesha,
No.
stuff in the club?
Can I read number 7? Can I read number 7? We use magical things. Oh, Lord. We believe that alcohol and drugs can magically fix us. And we do. We know that drinking and drugging would make us feel good and solve all of our problems. We convince ourselves that this time we want to abuse it or lose control. We'll use it responsibly. Besides, it will just be this one time. We'll only use for a short period of time until the pressure is off. Then we'll stop again.
Okay. So when you drink, take off the pressure of being in the party. You're being around people you don't like. You're getting to the day. Then the pressure comes again, and then you drink, and more pressure you drink, and so forth, and so on. Then you become an addict. Now you're not just a drug addict, you're an alcoholic. In the same way. Same addiction. You trade it. One addiction for another. So it's no difference. So it starts out in moderation, then it gets excessive.
But everybody has an addiction. It could be women, it could be
Yeah.
coffee, it could be cigarettes, it could be.
Some people it's food.
Food.
Some people are addicted to food.
Right.
Some people,
Our last council, you ever heard that saying that weed is a gateway drug?
yes.
Man, I thought it was a lot better than I I was doing all kind of drugs.
Hey. I couldn't fit my addiction.
You wanted to say something, someone was speaking, so you're interrupting someone else and that's being rude.
But yeah, I got money.
Go ahead, finish.
Yeah, I was saying that, it's a saying I always heard that weed is a gateway drug.
It is.
Yeah, that's why it all started from right there with weed.
I disagree with that.
And I'm on drugs, you know,
But some people don't smoke weed or mix weed with something else and you get a better high. Yeah, no.
Yeah, everybody don't do that.
no, not everybody.
Yeah.
Smoke weed.
Some people smoke weed, some people mix it.
Some people get on cocaine and don't do weed.
Yeah.
Some people not, just certain people don't do shit.
I think the
Yeah.
reason
But
why,
it can be, he didn't say specific, it can be a gateway.
I said it is.
No, he said it is a gateway.
What can? Remember, people speak by their own experience.
Yeah, I'm talking about me.
Perception
I
is
heard what you
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
I heard what
you
you said.
disagree though, saying it is. You said it is a gateway drug.
Yeah, it can be a gateway drug.
So now you're saying it can't, but
It
originally.
is a gateway drug for some people, but
Okay,
not
so,
for me.
okay, yeah, alright.
It couldn't be for you. Everyone has their drug of choice. Have they experimented with other drugs? Yes. No?
No.
I just feel like Florida push drugs to the fullest degree.
What you say?
I feel like Florida just push drugs.
Florida push drugs?
That's how Florida is. Florida is drug infested. You gonna see.
They're everywhere, man.
We go.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere.
I'm just saying from my experience.
Downtown Miami was being on cocaine.
I said drugs.
Oh, be respectful for other people. Thank you.
Oh, that's what he said?
Yeah.
I gotta finish my statement though.
Right, go
You gotta
ahead.
allow me to finish before you make a comment though. If you wanna hear the full message of what I gotta say.
I was just telling him what you said. He didn't hear you.
Good.
I ain't hear what you said. I just asked.
No, I'm just saying, I ain't saying anything direct to nobody. Cause a lot of times I ain't finished the same what I say. But I feel like it's in the media. You're gonna see all type of drugs everywhere. And you look at it, and that's the gateway. Cause when it's being promoted in every rap video, it's being promoted in a lot of music, on TV. That's the gateway. It's not one specific drug that's gonna get you to another drug. And then in my personal experience of living in Florida, we at the port. This is the port. This is the entryway into the United States where the drugs come on a lot of the time. And if it's not that, it's through Texas. So I mean, it's just common knowledge, man. If you look at how the society puts these drugs at us, you're gonna fall into it. It's a trap, man. If you fall victim to that trap, it's how society make money off of it.
Cocaine cowboy.
That's my personal thought.
Okay. Anyone else?
Big time.
I'm always say this, it's a choice. If you wanna get high, you gonna get high. It's like, they say, quote unquote, marijuana is a gateway drug. Me personally, I don't feel like it's a gateway drug. Because if you smoke weed, you smoke weed. You ain't worried about what cocaine feel like if you just smoke weed. Or you ain't worried about what crack feel like if you just smoke weed. You gotta want to see what the hell crack feels like. You gonna go smoke crack. Or you want to see what cocaine feel like. You gonna go do cocaine. Weed don't say, man, hey, you need to go try some crack. That's real.
I just want to add to that too. I feel like the reason why, because we've had this conversation before in another group, and I don't believe that it's a gateway drug. I think it's commonly said that because most people typically start off with marijuana because it's something that, younger kids are gonna do, and that's the first thing you're gonna get introduced to. Just like I was talking about last night in this conversation, I met a dude, he was Nicaraguan. So in Nicaragua, cocaine is big over there. It's cheap. It's it's not stomped on over there. So he was telling me he's doing like at 7 to 8 years old. So that's like saying, and that he said he didn't smoke weed till he was like 15. So my point is, like, it's over there it was cocaine. So that's like saying in Nicaragua, that's like everybody's saying over there, oh, well, cocaine's the gateway drug. And I think it's just because it's commonly used as the first drug there is, but it's true. Like, I've never smoked weed and was like, fucking hell yeah, let's get some crack, guys. No, dude, that's why I think it's just commonly used because it's the first thing usually people end up using. Right.
In my opinion about gateway, the meaning of the gateway is like, when you're first to use your first drug of choice. That's what the meaning of gateway is. You is your first drug of choice. Which the cheapest drug is to get is alcohol. You can pay a bit good. Alcohol is the cheap drug. That was my first initial drug until I elevate. Because once you start getting addicted to something, you go so fast, you continue to elevate because you want more to get you more higher. And let it pain, whether it be alcohol, weed, you graduate from one drug to another. Regardless of where it's like an addict is let me see that right. Somebody that's devoted to a certain thing. You could be addicted to anything. Money, cash, cars, whatever, shopping, whatever it may be. When you devoted to that certain thing, of person or drug, that's how you become the addict.
Anyone else?
For me, marijuana, cocaine, they're gateway drugs because they don't take me where I want to go. And so I'm an alcoholic, born and bred. I earned this seat thanks to a bottle of vodka. But that's what I always go back to. If I put something in me, be it benzo, an opiate, whatever, I end up back to the alcohol sooner or later.
Not everybody's an addict. Not everyone is an addict. Okay. You want to elaborate?
Say gateway drug addicts, which makes you want to try. I don't know. I can't put it in words.
Number 8.
Ready? We recycle addictive thinking. We keep recycling these 3 thoughts in our head. Remember how good it was. Look at how awful it is that I can't imagine how good it would be if only I could do it again. There we go. By recycling these thoughts over and over again, we turn the thought. Would not it be nice if I could? Into a desire I want.
What type of thing?
It's still something I'm about to read.
Yeah. Got it.
To do it, into an urge. I should be able to do it. and eventually until they crazy. I need to do it now. I have no other choice.
So, someone, y'all, who think that way? Lord, thought that way, think that way. Still, no one then have that thinking. Yeah, no? No one has that thinking, has thought that way, reminisce, recycle,
Oh, yeah, you cycle up for drugs or thoughts.
yeah.
You do
Oh.
that. I realize the thoughts of the past. I recycle, I just like recycling going through this. I don't want to do that, and when I do that, I do that, I can't see that.
Always remember like, damn, bro, remember how much money you made? You was selling drugs, bro. Remember how, you feel me? Remember all the river cars and shit you had? But,
All of you hanging out with you?
yeah, I don't think about it anymore, but I used to.
Yeah.
I get the dog drink.
Because remember what we had. Remember the cars, remember we had money, we remember we're living the life. Right? And then some people, it's the first thing to hear, oh, I used to do this, I used to do this, I can do this, I make money, I'm just making money, and whatever not. But what caused you to fall? That brings you back to reality. What you used to have, what you have now. You don't have those things. Those things get lost, can it be replaced? Eventually. Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the crack. And you blame it on the choices you made.
Blame it on the Henny. Blame it on the Henny. Blame it.
So, the choices you made brings us here.
Yeah.
Some of us is fighting. Who cares why you got here? You're
Ain't
here.
denial about it.
You're in denial. You're here. You don't have those things. You gotta work the program. You gotta do this. You're confined. You're constricted. You don't make the choices you used to. And it's frustrating. So therefore, you're resetting to start over. So we acknowledge, we are aware of our past, and we leave it behind, and we reset to start the future. Yes or no? That's what this is. So we want to prevent and not repeat those behaviors that cause you to relax or to lead you for whatever reason. Some say they're not an addict, some say they're not this, some say they're not that, but yet we're all here for one purpose, to work the program, to reset, and to get out. It doesn't matter why you're here. What is gonna get you out of here? And what are you gonna learn when you begin to practice not to be in the relapse? Repeat these behaviors. So some people feel it doesn't affect them. That's not their lifestyle. They're up there, they're down there, we're here. We all come to different classes, we all come to different backgrounds, but we all here. Because drugs, got arrested, went to court, we're sentenced here. Doesn't matter what, but we're here. So we're no better, we're no different. We're here for the same purpose. To learn and not to repeat the same behavior. Okay, the signage, it is going around. So it'll get to you eventually, and I appreciate being cooperative, and even though I had some people speaking from the choir, some children, and they give me and my voice. All adults here, so
Nobody
we
can come here.
be adults. Okay,
I love your voice.
so
Me too.
Yeah, thank you.
Somebody get a movie rolling. Man, get a movie rolling, man.